Welcome, everybody, to the Agency Operators Podcast. My name is Pasha, and today I'm joined by Colin Raja. I'm really excited to have you on, man. You're actually the first seller that I've had on the podcast. I mean, I've probably spoken to people who are first service providers and also sellers, but
Okay.
you are seller first, pivoting into service
Yeah,
provider. So I'm really
that's
happy
right.
to have you on, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm very excited to be part of it. I'm super excited about this call. Amazing.
So we actually met in person the first time at the MDS event last year in
Okay.
Seattle. Um,
Yes.
and Yeah, that was a fun event. Everybody was drunk and playing ping pong, and then there was just people gathering around, and then I saw you. I think on the next day somewhere, maybe on the floor and at the actual convention center.
Yeah.
So that's where we got to talking, and MDS is a place where there's a kind of a mix of different service providers and sellers, and it's interesting to get the seven-figure perspective.
Yeah.
Seven-figure sellers, they're at a point where they can argue with the service providers because they think they know better. Maybe sometimes they do, because
Yeah.
they've been, the proof is in the pudding, and if you've grown a brand to that point, then you know what to do.
The
So
funny thing is like the difference between being a seller and service provider or like you're doing the service or something. When you're being a seller, you see only one set of niche actually,
mm,
and you collect one set of data. Right now, we launched like crazy products, like we launched like 100 products, so we have like so much of data at this point to figure it out. Anything happen, we can able to figure it out. We can able to come up with a solution super easy. So that's the major difference between a seller and somebody who's like doing active launches, active data management actually. So it's huge difference at that point.
right, yeah, and doing launches is very different than managing an existing six-figure, seven-figure, eight-figure account. Because when you're launching, I mean, especially today, right, 2025, launching a product is harder than ever. Like we all remember the days when you had like this ranking solutions and search, find, buy stuff, and many chat, Facebook, like
Oh
all that
yeah.
stuff was, it was easy. You find a person who knows how to do this, or you find a software or a tool or whatever, and you can launch your brand. But now Amazon obviously cracked down on it. They want there to be an even playing field. So what are some of the strategies that you implement with some of these launches that you're helping out with?
Sure. No. So basically, the basic difference what people doing wrong in the launches, they just go with the hacks and hacks and the basic format of what they're doing actually. That's the fundamentally wrong. What I find. So each product work uniquely, each keyword work uniquely. So you need to be like find a way how we can rank this keyword in a right way, right? There's no right and wrong way, first of all, right? How we can able to follow the data and take a pivot on like a ranking strategy I'm talking about. So some keywords like just doing external traffic, you can able to get ranked. Some keyword just doing a PPC, you get ranked. Some keywords are like you need to do external traffic, PPC, plus a potential external sales as well needs to have. So there is a hierarchy of okay, if this is not working, let's gonna try this. If this is not working, we're gonna try this. This is not working, we can try this one by defining based out of data actually. That's where more interesting things happen. We can able to find out like, oh, we're not going with the hack, we are creating the hack at that point.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So every launch what we do, we basically test at least like a 15 parameters I'm talking about. So each and every parameter gives like a different answer. So we lose so much, but also we win a lot actually on that one. So it's basically like, okay, how we can use the technology and data, basically position yourself in a better way. That's where we implemented the last 3 years. Our whole launch strategy was changed actually completely.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and so every subcategory you're saying is totally different. You really have to just read the market first to see what are the levers that can be pulled for that particular product, right?
It's exactly right. So um, that's where the data comes in place, right? If you launching through subcategory, right, any subcategory, it behaves baby category it behaves differently, health and household category behave differently, and we need to find out like okay, If it's behaved differently, what are the different attributes what we need to follow? Uh, that's the one thing. The second thing is like basically most of the bigger brands they have no idea what backend optimization is. They have no idea what is browse node. They have no idea what is product type. They have no idea anything about item type. And GL, DOW, they don't know anything about it. So worst case, what they're doing is right. Most common mistake what I find is basically is like once the keyword ranking drop, they increase the PPC, right, and then give away like something, right, and do the external traffic and see that if it's still if you can able to come back. But the point is, if your backend was not optimized properly, you probably end up like not able to rank any point of time.
Hmm.
So we done it for a couple of brands. They're like give away like 500 to 1,000 units a week, external traffic and everything. They're not moving anywhere. And we were like, okay, let's me take a look at the backend. The backend is super messed up. And we were like, okay. Then they immediately went back where they were actually at that point.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the two interesting factor what we change in our launch. Not making a decision based on our intuition, not based on our emotional things. We purely handling data, and data gives us all the answers, and then we based on data we proceed further.
And so you're saying that the back end is extremely important.
Extremely, I don't know how to emphasize this. I've been talking about this for a year, 2 years right now. How important is like basically I give this answer for it's basically like okay, you want to drive car, your road needs to be clean. If a road was like a really bumps and then like a holes and a whole bunch of things, you're probably not able to drive fast. That's what the backend optimization looks like. If your backend was not optimized properly, you are not able to drive, you're not able to rank faster.
Hmm.
But the question is, some people comes and say, "Hey, I'm in the wrong category. My sales are like pretty amazing. Should I need to change,
Hmm.
or should I? What's going on here?" So this is where we comes to like old algorithm and a new algorithm right now. When the product was like doing pretty good, there is a parameter called they give a higher weightage for sales. So when the sales are much bigger, right, at that point, you don't have the other parameters are like, for example, product type, item type, it's like zero point 0.5, product type is like a zero point 0.5, reviews are like a zero point 0.2, ratings are like a zero point 0.1. So all these things count together, they give the value. Based on that value, they push in you actually completely. But if your sales is like crushed compared to your competitor, you're probably gonna win it actually. That's why you have like you're not crushed yet. But this is what is gonna happen in case if your sales went down, your product got suppressed, your product was like out of stock, at that point you will see the problem. The new algorithm picks up, then you will see the lot of problem. That's what happened in the 2020. People went out of stock, they couldn't be able to bring it back because it's not nothing to do with the honeymoon. It's nothing to do with anything. It's just like a Amazon bot automatically update a bad data based on the foreign assets at that point.
Hmm.
So what are you doing? That's the first thing what we need to check at that point.
Hmm. Yeah, you got to be driving in the right lane, and then there's like all of these other fields in your back end,
Yeah,
additional columns and things like that, and there's certain valid values that go into those fields
that
too,
is
right?
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called BTG guide.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick.
Me too.
So, so basically, it's called BTG guide. When you go to the browse node, you will able to see there are like a multiple attributes there, right? There is a required attributes, optional attribute, and preferred attributes. There are three types there. So, and the refinements is like one of the attributes you can define based on the browse node, right? So if you don't fill the refinements properly, you're probably losing 10, 15% of sales actually at the point. Well, because when you have so much option, people start choosing the filtration process at this point.
Hmm.
Um, you're not optimized for the filtration. You end up like losing it. And what we started doing is like even though we are very freshly testing Rufus and everything, it works much better because we make sure that the backend data was filled up properly, and then our image optimization was like filled up properly to make sure. So anytime that Rufus asks questions, it automatically picks up for us actually on that topic.
I love it. And so before all of this, like working with all of these launches, you were a seller yourself for a
Yes.
long, long time. What were
Yeah.
some of the things that really worked for you?
Um. Yo, we are crazy, man. We are crazy. So I'll give you one example. So we got a first issue with our backend data, right? Jeff Bezos team apologized and also like they gave me like a send a whole browser node regard no nothing available online. So what we did is like we basically take a look at all the competitive products, right? And whoever messed up in the backend data in 2020, we started launching that product in the first day with the proper backend optimized. We are like hitting like 50 to 60 sales on the first day itself.
Wow.
So because it's like we adapt to the new algorithm, not adapt to the old algorithm actually. Right now, it's like we are in like a dynamic re-ranking and EQR model. At this point, before we are in a relevancy model. So it is not like they are not like replacing it. They update it on top of it, put up a priority on the latest one. But still, the old one still exists, but that got into like a lowest priority at that point.
Hmm.
So we found that kind of strategy, and then it's like a pretty much work. And always we try to innovate something new, like even a small element of it in your listing. Um, what we did is basically like find out like all the reviews, download all the reviews, put it up in like find out like what are the common words they use, what are the things they like, what are the things they don't like. You can also look for like a I wish or something, that keyword you people gives a clue for you what with this product they want it to be, right?
Mm.
So those are the things we take it before the product development phase actually. So what we did is basically that's the one thing we pivoted our business in a different way, which is what happened is we're not launching any kind of like a go-to product. We're launching product with like a unique change, unique data points, what is like people are missing. So we started taking that value and implementing it. So our own goal is like before the whole goal was like, okay, can I make 30, 40 sales out of one product? Can I launch 1,000 products at that point?
Hmm.
That's it, right? We don't have to
Hmm.
be top of the category. We don't have to like go on a crazy stuff actually at the point. But that was our previous goal. Right now, since we like handling so much data, we see like so much gap, man. The gap was like a crystal clear how we can able to grow from one why your competitor is winning and why you're losing, what the backend data looks like for a competitor, what's your backend data looks like for you, why the front end they're winning, why you're not winning, right? And what is the keyword level, why they're winning a lot of sales, and why you're not winning. If you
Hmm.
have these four brackets, it's a data at that point. So you have everything in your hand to make the better for your listing. So first thing first, what we do? Okay, let's go product opinion. Let's throw up completely the product opinion. Put it up something like find out why somebody's winning. So we take a look at this and then hire a designer, come up with like a crazy image, just really good, and we put it up there and we win the proofing. So our CTR went from 1.5 to 5.6 and all actually because of that one change what we're doing, right?
Hmm.
Wh- Why are we not doing it? Right? So when you do that, then the backend data, it's already obvious, it's fixed. You're gonna fill it up. That's it. And the other side is keyword. You know what are the how many keywords your competitor rank and how many keywords you rank. So what is the gap? They say, hey, okay, my competitor rank for 40 products, 40 keywords. I rank for only like three keywords. Okay, all I need to do is like I need to rank for this 40 keywords. So it's a very crystal clear roadmap what we have when we take a look at that level of data.
Amazing. And so how does that scale? So you're saying, okay, if we can get 50 sales per product, well, let's do it to 1,000 products. Are you actually seeing that when you start launching new products? Is everyone a hit like that? Or even if you're applying the same formulas, it's not going to work for every single SKU.
But again, okay, of course, we can able to launch 100 products, 1,000 products for sure. But there's another level is like, do we have a budget for it? Do we have like all
Yeah,
the right? And also the fear factor and a whole bunch of things involved in place. Even though you're not making emotional decision, but when you're paying money, that's where we get like a butterfly feeling in your stomach, like, oh my god, this is going out. Am I gonna be good or whatever? It's a real fact actually.
of
That's what it
course.
is. You,
You
I mean,
never,
I
yeah,
don't
there's
even
never a guarantee.
yeah, I was like, I don't even want to pay any of my supplier. Like, I get panic. The amount that what I'm paying. So I tell my account that they can you pay this money, like verify and pay. That's it. I don't want to know actually completely. So at that point, it's like, okay, I'm now putting my emotion. Why? Because when I put my emotion in place, I stop there completely, and then I will not, I freeze based on the emotion. That's a good learning what I have done. It's a small thing is like your life, the emotions are given by God, which is like a precious thing, very precious thing, right? But most of us suffer out of our emotion, not feeling it actually. So what I put my principle towards in the business and also personal life, do not suffer out of your emotion. Just feel it, observe it, and let it go actually.
Yeah, we're suffering from our fear, which is coming from our mind.
Yeah, exactly, completely. You're second roommate actually, completely. You're
Yeah,
like literally like throwing up like a whole bunch of things on you, saying that oh, this is not gonna work, this is gonna work. Are you scared? Like you're not gonna scared that you're gonna be broke again? Okay, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's that to
but
be.
that's the beauty of it. Like you said, it's data. So if you have, all right, in the beginning, you're taking a risk, no doubt. Like you don't know for sure, but even still, you're taking an educated risk because you have data. Then
Yeah,
you prove the hypothesis is true with these launches. You're doing all of the things with, you're applying the knowledge that you have in order to do it in the best way with the most chance of success. And boom, you sell through
that's it.
that first batch of inventory. You get through, let's say, 50 of it, 50% of it. And then you say, all right, now I have data to prove that this next investment.
Launch if it's similar product, I still be able to do that. So I give you one example of what we did. We did one of the baby product recently, 3 months, 4 months ago. We launched for break-even costs. First, I was like, why? Because it's super cheap market, and but they are like coming up with like a premium segment. So we were like about little bit above than a break-even cost. So we say, okay, we'll slowly increase it, right? We launched the white version of it, and we got like close to 40, 50 sales, right?
Mhm.
So we rank for most of the like we rank for like 50% of the keyword on the top completely. But there are people who are making 5,000, 10,000 sales, right? 50 is not a lot, but it's like a very amazing returns for $79 product actually. You
It's
understand what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah.
It's good. So what we did is like once we did it, and then they were like, oh, can we launch the variation? And I was like, no, let's go separately. Let's go launch separately. So we did the same thing completely and launch it with the same set of keywords. Oh, that product again making like a 20, 30 sales extra.
Great.
And we launching another color right now. That color is gonna make another 20 sales. So all of a sudden we hitting on the whole color base, we're gonna get like 100 sales a day actually. You understand what I'm saying? So once you found the data, once you know that this data works, you just replicate as much as possible. Now I'm telling the brand, like, hey, can we come up with like a 10 products like this? Can we design 10 more products like that? Can we just take over the whole niche, like completely? Like come up with like 10 products. Why not? We can able to come up with 10 products, like a small version, bigger version, like under new designs. That's very
What
possible.
What are you thinking about sourcing? Like it's only from China, or maybe now, especially with all the changes happening politically, like
Right.
source in different places.
Yo, I always know this thing is coming up, right? So in 2017, what I did is we traveled close to 7 or 8 countries, right? And look for a partner, manufacturing partner. So our strategy is like when we launching the product before for my brand, first batch, first two batch, we go check. It doesn't matter. But on the third and fourth batch, we start working in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Taiwan, on all of the country. As long as the inventories, as long as the material they have, we can able to crack that code actually easy.
Mm.
So we launch is much better when you go for a launch fast, like launch first, like super fast, using China market, and after that you can optimize it. Launch doesn't have to be profitable. Launch is never be going to be profitable. It's a
It's
very
just an experiment.
it's an expense. It's an expense for 45 days. Next 45 days you're going to recoup the money. 3 months you're going to get the money back, break even cost most of the
Mhm.
time, right? Which business in the world give, let's say you put 20, $30,000 in 3 months, you get all the money back actually. I mean, if people like not even like ready to be get that profitability, they're not in the right market actually at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to be profitable from day one, it's impossible.
It's impossible. So you need to be like, I have a budget in place, make sure that what is a budget, check it out, everything, and make sure that you launch the product based on that. Not like you don't have to launch three product, launch one product first and build the momentum based on that actually at that point.
And do you see AI changing the Amazon space at all?
There's so many things, man. But if you keep it simple, you don't have to too much worry about it. Very honestly, for me, I'm using AI for all the. I clone myself in ChatGPT, making sure that all the knowledge what I have, I dumped it, and then able to produce like a all the data in terms of like algorithm aspect of it and everything completely. So we just have to put the image in our chat gpt or claude ai. It automatically gives a whole listing and break it down into different groups actually. uh, like a keyword based on the groups, like a keyword groups, and based on the semantic keyword mapping actually. So we divide both of things and see where is this, where are we getting advantage here, whether we're getting advantage out of like a group keyword, or we getting advantage out of the semantic keywords actually mapping at that point. So based on that, we make a decision. Okay, all right, this seems like okay, the the lycra and also the spandex, right? Are that those keywords are coming up? Those are semantically mapped. So that means okay, let's go behind that set of keywords. So you build the momentum at that point.
Love it. Colin, if somebody wants to reach out to you, they need some help with the launches. How do they find you?
One, you can reach out to me to Facebook, Colin.Raja. There. The second one, it's like I have the latest content, whatever I post on YouTube. You can able to check it out. Those are the two places. It's like I'm wide open, sharing all the information completely on latest algorithm changes and everything. So you can find more information. You can reach out to me if you need help.
Awesome. It was nice chatting with you, Colin.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you,
That's fine.
everybody.
For sure, 100%.
Check out Colin, everybody. See you on the next one. Bye.